Yes. It's Friday. Woo! And we have made it. We got Distracted Gardener. Hello, how you doing, Candy? What's going on with you? It's Friday. It is Friday. Mara, what's going on? I got your email. I got a plethora of emails. I will be responding to them over the weekend. I did see that. Yes, we have finally made it. Well, I guess for the last couple of weeks, we've been getting started a bit later, but you know, that's just how shit goes sometimes. You know, you can't always be perfect. You can be perfect sometimes, but that shit never lasts. So you can't let it get to you too much. But we got a couple of things to discuss today. I will be on Indisputable. I'll be on Indisputable this afternoon with Dr. Richie. And tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Eastern time, we're doing our Nerd News episode. Yes, indeed. We moved it to Saturday mornings. We're going to do it on Saturday mornings now. And I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be fun. Check us out. Yes. We got Hydraulic. We got Felicia. We got G. We got Allegra. Yes. We got Aztec Dragon in the building. We kicking it. Y'all, it's Friday. You know what I'm saying? And look, Fridays are still Fridays. Even though we're all adults and we all have to work for a living. And we all have bills to pay and we be having to deal with the just stress. It's still Friday. You know what I'm saying? So let's enjoy it. Let's have a good time. Matter of fact, this is just a jam for the day. This is a jam right here. Because, you know, we got to be careful with the jams. But this is it for the day. Some West Coast sound and shit, you know? We're going to talk a little bit about Mike Johnson. Of course, we're going to talk a little bit about Donald Trump. A guy named Dean Phillips has entered the Democratic primaries. We'll talk a little bit about him. Yes. It is very Friday. That is true indeed. True indeed, it is Friday. All right, let's get into it. Let's get into it so that I can be on time for Indisputable. Yes, indeed. I always enjoy taking my first hit of the day with y'all. We got brother Mike Nice in the building. Mike, do you like my title for today's stream? Is today's title sufficient for you? What say you, Mike Nice? Let me know. Complex situation compound, turning in the compo, telling him to calm down. We just looking through the fog now. What happened to that boy? Wow. Whoa. That was incredible. Fritza. Queen Fritza in the building. Let me go get my water. Hold up. I need my water. Woo! Oh, man. Yeah, there we go. Mike Nice. Brother Mike Nice has approved. So we good to go. Now we ready to get into today's juice, into today's breakfast, lunch, whatever it is, whatever time it is, where you at. Let's see. Let's start with the new Speaker of the House. No. The New Republic said, you guys to they said you got to look at the ads. See, look, we have been getting around this issue of ads for quite some time, but apparently when it comes to the New Republic, Oh, at least we had the option. They said, "Hey, you might want to see some ads." No, no, I don't want to see no ads. Shout out to brother Soul Life for getting us with these wonderful ad-free experiences because we show was not about to turn the ad block off. But here we go. Um, I look at the end of the day, it is true that Mike Johnson is very much a MAGA Republican. He's very much in line with Trump, but I mean, pretty much everything else that the majority of Republicans have been in line with. The difference between him and others is he is not loud and boisterous and I guess like just obnoxious. And so because of that, um, I guess they think, oh well, he'll be able to skate by without a lot of controversy, but that's not going to happen. Because despite the fact that he's a bit more calm, he's still, you know, a theocrat. He's an authoritarian theocrat. That's what he is. Hold on, because we don't. Yeah, I was gonna say we don't. We don't. Oh, they got all types of stuff on him. Hearts kill people, not guns. That's why people with and we got a bunch of stuff up. So we got a bunch of stuff up from Mike Johnson. Again, like what's really the difference between him and any of the other Republicans at the end of the day? And the reason why they chose him is because they got sick of trying. So during an interview on Fox News, Johnson was asked about comments he made while he was an attorney for the far right Christian advocacy group Alliance Defending Freedom. During his tenure as senior attorney and spokesperson for ADF, he called homosexuality sinful and destructive, advocating against same-sex marriage and pushed for the criminalization of gay sex. Oh my God. Oh yeah, I think yeah, like I said, I got several emails that I'm gonna be going over. But yeah, I think I did see you send me that link. It was either yesterday or early today. It was at some point, but I did see that. But yeah, man, this dude, it's not gonna. And we'll look at a few other some more commentary about how like, oh, Trump's got his guy now, and he's gonna try to overturn the election. But again, how would that have been any different if Jim Jordan or Steve Scalise or pretty much any other Republican was in there? I don't really know how this would be any different. So, you know, the Republican Party is going to Republican Party. Okay, so hearing his own comments repeated back to him by Fox's Sean Hannity, Johnson said simply, "I don't even remember some of them." Just say how you feel about it. What do you think about it? Because then he tries to say, "Well, I'm a law guy. I don't have opinions. I'm just a law guy." Oh, okay, sure. So then he says, quickly moving on from the "I forgot" defense, Johnson argued that making homophobic statements was just a part of his job in defending the state marriage amendments, which define marriage as between a man and a woman. Quote, "I was a religious liberty defense lawyer and I was called to go in and defend those cases in the court." Again, bruh, say what you feel. Like, why did you take that position? Because that's what you believe. Like, stand on it. So, oh yeah, here it goes. "I am a rule of law guy. When the Supreme Court issued the Obergefell opinion that became the law of the land, I respect the rule of law," referring to the case that made same-sex marriage legal. See, again, like I don't have any opinions. I don't think anything about anything. I just, go whichever way the political winds blow. No, you're not, bro. You're right wing. It's not even that you're right wing. You're very right wing. So come on. Despite his attempt to revise history, Johnson's record speaks for itself. In September of 2004, for example, the future House Speaker wrote an op-ed for a local paper in Shreveport, Louisiana, in which he called homosexual relationships unnatural, harmful, and dangerous. I think he said something about no fault divorces. Like it's gonna crumble society. We can't let these bitches leave. We got to keep on owning these bitches. And again, y'all know I'm joking when I say that, but I'm kind of not because that's their attitude. You feel me? Like, no, we can't let these bitches leave. They got to have an extremely good reason. No fault divorce. divorce. You know what I'm saying? Like, but he did say that. He said no fault divorce is gonna tear society down in some form. Like, oh, okay. The Republican Party. Again, their motto is still bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. Oh, we got Scott the Lakeside Dragon in the building. What's going on? And again, it's like that might as well be the Republicans' motto. They might as well say those things out loud. It's like, oh, well, they do everything but say bitch and hoe. Republicans do everything except say bitch and hoe. They'll take your rights away, though, but they won't call you a bitch. So, there's that. Okay, we gonna look at this in a sec too, because I got another thing pulled up because she gotta go in. And this is Mike Johnson. I got a but I'll just pull up another page because it looks like this is like a never ending uh tab right here. So we're gonna go on to some other stuff because I got more stuff from him pulled up. Matter of fact, let's go straight to it. Mike Johnson, since we're on Mike Johnson. All right, here we go. New House Speaker Mike Johnson's plan for ending gun violence. Again, what's really the difference between him? What's the difference between him and any other Republican that possibly could have held that position? How is Jim Jordan different? And again, Jim Jordan, a lot of baggage. Steve Scalise, a lot of baggage. So they were like, oh, we got to find somebody that doesn't have the baggage. And then Emmer, oh, well, actually, Emmer, see, he was cool with gay marriage. So I guess there are a couple of Republicans that they cool with it. They don't have too big of a problem with it. But yeah, I mean, again, other than that, it's like, oh, this is our fall guy. He's just the last dude in line. So let's just go ahead and watch to see what he has to say.
This is a dark time in America. We have a lot of problems, and we're really, really hopeful and prayerful. Prayer is appropriate in a time like this, that the evil can end and this senseless violence can stop. And so that's the statement this morning on behalf of the entire House of Representatives. Everyone wants this to end, and I'll leave.
And listen, look, I just don't. It's so ridiculous because it's like, Republicans. Look, listen. There's nothing wrong with praying about stuff. If you're a spiritual person, there's nothing wrong with that. But it's just like, why these people? It's like they act like God doesn't want us to do anything about anything. Why wouldn't God want us to solve issues that are leading to unnecessary deaths? Why, why would God want us to have incompetent, stupid leaders who don't care about reality in office? Why would that be something that God wants? It's like, it's just, sure, prayer's fine. Like, there ain't nothing wrong with that. But don't, for people who are always God, 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 God. Don't you think God wants us to do a little more about things? Don't you think? I would think so, but hey, who the fuck am I? Oh, we got to go to X. They're not going to play it here. Looks like nope. They're not going to play it here. We got to go to X for this. Hold up. Yeah, that always kills me. It's like, why would God not want us to take care of ourselves? Like, it's so stupid. Just pray about it.
Already, though, you're immersed in Democrats, and this happens with almost every shooting incident. The immediate call by the left in this country, we need more gun laws, we need more legislation. What's your answer to that?
At the end of the day, the problem is the human heart. It's not guns, it's not the weapons. At the end of the day, we have to protect the right of the citizens to protect themselves, and that's
again. It's just like what. How is this speaking for what God would want? I just don't understand. It's so stupid. God gives us all this ability, all this intelligence, all this willpower, all this ambition. But oh no, don't do anything about anything though. But we'll take your rights away though. If you have a vagina, we'll take your rights away from you. But
It's just like they're not even sophisticated with it.
It's the Second Amendment, and that's why our party stands so strongly for that. I agree with the comments of your guests there. This is not the time to be talking about legislation. We're in the middle of that crisis right now. But I just want you to know, and I want the American people to know, that all the members of the House here are deeply concerned about the families involved and everyone. And we pray for the law enforcement officers that are doing that hard job tonight that most people do not have the bravery to do.
You talk about, already though.
And again, this isn't going to work. America's not going to fall in love with this guy. Like, that's not going to happen. You know, so especially again when he continues to have stuff going on like this. You know, we pulling up stuff and I don't remember saying this.
You remember in the late 60s, we invented things like no-fault divorce laws. We invented the sexual revolution. We invented radical feminism. We invented legalized abortion in 1973, where the state, the government, sanctions the killing of the unborn.
What do you mean we invented it?
I mean, we know that we're living in a completely amoral society. And so people say, how can a young person go into their schoolhouse and open fire on their classmates? Because we've taught a whole generation, a couple of generations now of Americans, that there is no right and wrong.
It's just like either you're not serious or you're dumb, because we have so many generations of human history to look to just to show what our nature is and how, you know, so much of, look, at the end of the day, you're always going to have offshoots of people who are just nuts. You're going to have that. And like when it comes to mass shootings, that's really a separate category than just general crime. Like general crime because I'm poor and I'm living a certain lifestyle because I ain't got no money. Like that's different than running up in a school and shooting everybody up type of shit. But again, when it comes to just general crime, like, oh, we raising everybody, they don't know the difference between right and wrong. Like, no, bro, like when you ain't got nothing to eat, right and wrong is a matter of perspective. Like, so it's either you're not serious or you're dumb. So it's like America's not going to fall in love with him. And then when he's confronted about this stuff, he doesn't even defend it. He just says, oh, I don't remember saying this. I don't even recall that. Oh, well, at the time it was my job. Like, bruh, what, you know, look, a man like this, he can't sway anybody. And he's not any different than any other Republican who would have been in that position. They really thought they found them a guy that everybody should just be cool with. And then when the reporter was talking to them and asking him a question about, hey, what's up with you in the election denial? And they were like, shut up. they told the reporter to shut up for asking questions. Like, it took y'all 4 times. It took 4 people for y'all to get to this man. So this wasn't y'all first choice. I mean, and he's the Speaker of the House. He's third in line to be president. Oh, no, don't ask any questions. Shut up. Like, bruh, like these people are, the Republican Party is crazy. They're crazy. And they're getting crazier at such a rapid pace. You feel me? Like, it's just like, what the fuck is wrong with these people? Like, this dude is the Speaker of the House, and you telling reporters to shut up? What? Like, huh? Like, they have no credibility at all. They have no credibility. We can't let them win, man. We got to get these people up out of office. For real. Because they're crazy. These people are out of their fucking minds. You can't work with these people. Joe Scarborough blasts election denier Mike Johnson is Trump's tool. Donald Trump has his guy.
You know, Rev, it is interesting talking about Mitch McConnell that you really do have 3 parties in Washington, D.C. You've got the House Republicans, we've got the Senate Republicans who are more institutionalists, whether people like their policies or not, and then you have the Democrats. And with Mitch McConnell and, you know, John Thune and Barrasso and the leadership there are 2 other institutionalists who, again, you know, John Roberts is like the ultimate institutionalist. People may not like.
Like, if Jim Jordan or Steve Scalise would have won, then like they would do everything that this guy is doing. And now that he's speaker, he can't hide. Like, you can't hide from when you're this in this big of a position, you can't hide from people. You can't hide behind your glasses, bruh. We can still see you.
On the left, how he rules, but institutions come first for the most part. And that's the thing about the Senate. The Republicans, just like radicals of the late 1960s and radicals in revolutionary France, they want to tear down every institution. They want to tear down the military. They want to tear down the FBI. They want to tear down American academia, tear down the college campuses. I mean, they've done everything but like go into college professors.
Like, bro, I seriously can't think of anybody more unworthy and undeserving of loyalty and belief than Donald Trump. Like, you know, God, I mean, it's just, bro, the Republic, the right wing in this country is fucking crazy, bro. These people are crazy.
I mean, president's offices and takeover offices at Columbia. They are the anti-institutionalists. They are the radicals that are the antithesis of what Edmund Burke and Russell Kirk said conservatives should be. But we're going to be looking to Republicans in the Senate now, regardless of whether we agree with everything they say or not, as the institutionalists that have to hold this thing together.
And if they don't, God knows where we'll end up. I mean, we're talking about a speaker that has the power to try, and I agree with Amanda and want to throw it back to her, that he can disrupt just the process of necessary legislation next year just by how he conducts business as the speaker. And I wonder if we are going to see Biden-Trump fight too in terms of a rematch. Well, what happens if
Alex, thank you so much for the $20 super chat. And hold on, what you got? You say you got your first paycheck as a registered nurse? Well, congratulations. Look at you. Hey, congratulations. I'm actually one of the ladies I'm talking to is a registered nurse. So that's wonderful. That's definitely wonderful. But congratulations. Thank you so much for the $20 super chat. And we're absolutely going to take a hit to that because, you know, we sitting here talking about all these fools, all these terrible people. You know what I'm saying? But thank you so much. I truly appreciate that. And I appreciate all of y'all for the continued support and the continued love because we really doing things here. And I'm working diligently to put everything that we talk about together. So everything is on its way. But yeah, like I'm thinking, you know, Mike Johnson, what different how different would he really be between Jim Jordan, Steve Scalise? Emmer, he's in favor of same-sex marriage, but like ain't nobody really voting on that right now. So, you know, he was Trump's guy too. Well, no, because he did vote. He did vote to say that Trump lost, so that's not quite true. That's not true. So he was the only person out of all of them that was slightly against Donald Trump. But yeah, nah, man, I'm just curious to see how all of this shit plays out, as I know all of y'all are, because I don't know what the hell is going to happen. I don't know what in the hell is going to happen because, like, oh, yeah, no. Oh, yeah, I'm just catching up with y'all. But yes, let's go ahead and take this hit and get back to it. But yeah, Jim Jordan, a Mike Johnson, a Steve Scalise, they all would have been pretty much the same. And like their problem, it's not even just Trump's problem. Everyone who is glued, who has their lips glued to Donald Trump's ass, their biggest problem is Trump can't stay out of trouble. That's their biggest problem. So, you know, we'll see what happens because we still got quite some time. Cheers to you, Alex, and congratulations again. Woo! But yeah, they definitely they're gonna do everything they can to screw up the election, but it's gonna be even worse this go round. But again, their biggest problem is Donald Trump can't stay out of trouble. So again, I don't know what's gonna happen. Nobody knows what's gonna happen, but we gonna find out. That's for sure. All right.
If it's a close election, he's the speaker. Will he try to stop the certification
Yes.
if Trump
Yes,
loses
yes.
again?
We can answer that question right
we
now.
need
He
to-
already has.
We need to raise that. We need to let America know that January 6th won't be outside this time if this guy.
Why do you think Trump fought Emmer so much? Because he didn't go along with the lie, the conspiracy. So yeah, I mean, these things are decided in the House, Willie. So Donald Trump has his guy. He has the anti-democracy guy sitting in the speaker's chair.
But again, he's not the anti-democracy guy. He's one of hundreds of anti-democracy men and women who reside in the Republican Party. So again, I'm like, the only reason I'm not pushing back on the fact that Mike Johnson is Trump's guy. I'm just trying to say, don't give these people too much conspiratorial credit, like it was all planned. They had it planned the whole time. No, they didn't. Mike Johnson is the fourth person that they got sick of trying, and they figured that, oh, well, this guy will work. Donald Trump's an idiot who can't shut up, and the Republican Party's a mess. So don't forget that. Don't forget that. Now, I'm not saying that we don't need to play our part. All I'm saying is that all them motherfuckers is anti-democracy. You know what I'm saying? They all anti-democracy. Jim Jordan, Steve Scalise, and pretty much any other Republican that you can think of in the House would kiss Trump's ass when it came time to do it, because they're all a bunch of cowards.
I mean, I saw some press conference, just a clip where a reporter asked a question, and everybody started screaming.
Yeah.
Yep.
I almost said a word that I've said on this air a couple of times. I'll just say, what fools? Who do they think we are? Who do they think America? Do they think Americans are that stupid? They're all election deniers up there. And they're mad at the press.
Oh, look, okay. At least he said it. They're all election deniers. Okay. And again, they ask him about that, and they tell her, "Shut up." It's like, huh? Like, I mean, bro, like, man. We just gotta steamroll these people. We just gotta beat them. Just win. That's it. There's no working with these people.
For bringing up the fact that Donald Trump now has his tool to move us towards an autocratic state where democratic.
Everybody flipping on him. Everybody flipping. Because who the hell's gonna go to prison for Donald Trump? Come on. But yes, they are. Bonnie is whooping his ass in court. And she should. All of them should. And he eggs them on to do it. He begs so hard. Please throw me in prison. Please. And again, that's their biggest problem, is he's just, that's Donald Trump. He's just,
Elections don't matter. He's already done it. He led the charge to overturn a presidential election. So, yeah, we know what's going to happen. And we know all of these presidential elections end up in the House. Donald Trump's thinking, I got this.
And election denialism has been so normalized and accepted as a part of now Republican culture or Trumpist culture,
Yeah.
we can say, that when a simple question is asked based on
yeah, you don't like my music. That's how you get trapped. That approach gets them trapped in audience capture. And that's not going to happen over here. And that's, you feel me? Like they get into, I'm going to be the left winger online. And so it's not authentic. And then you get trapped, but that's not going to happen here. And that's why, again, we're going to continue to do real things. Like we're putting together a nonprofit right now that's focused on getting people out to vote, educating them on how the voting process works, how to get around laws that have been passed, how to vote early, how to take advantage of accommodations. You know what I'm saying? So like when people, the bigger we get, and when people come for us and say, "Oh, you're not a real leftist," be like, okay, well, look what we're doing in the real world. So that's not gonna happen here.
In your history, new Mr. Speaker, do you believe Joe Biden's the president of the United States? The reporter is booed, literally booed by members of Congress. One woman standing next to Johnson told her to shut up, shouting at the reporter, boo.
Oh, damn, Aaron, that's terrible. Well, shit, I hope everything works out well. I really hope everything works out well, because that's rough.
You know, you're living in the past, all the rest of it.
No, we're worried about the future.
Yeah, for real. If you wouldn't have got in there, then she may have been laying there for hours or days. Who knows? Because that definitely happens. So yeah, definitely. I guess a bit of a change of perspective. That's rough and a bit traumatic, but at the same time, that I guess that's what the wellness checks are for. So that's definitely good. Okay, let's see what's up. I don't know what this is about. I just want to see, I just want to see. Apparently Bill O'Reilly was going off on someone from Newsmax. So let's check that out. Bill O'Reilly fumes at Newsmax's Eric Bolling. I'll slow it down so you understand it. Again, I don't know what the hell they're talking about, but we about to find out. Tina, what's going on?
You don't like this idea. You don't like this idea of bouncing McCarthy and bringing in this very conservative Mike Johnson.
Look, I don't know Johnson. I don't know what he's going to do, but I didn't think McCarthy did a bad job. I think Gates is an ideologue and he's a self-promoter, and 8 Republicans in the House out of 220 got the speaker canned. I mean, that doesn't sound like a good strategy to me. In the process, embarrass the Republican Party in a time when we need that party to stand up against the insanity that we're looking at from the Democrats and Joe Biden. We don't need a weak, divided Republican Party. Gates is not a big picture guy. I am.
I'm a big picture guy.
He's free to believe whatever he wants to believe, but if Matt Gaetz were in charge of the Republican Party, believe me, nothing would ever get done if the Democrats held the Senate and the presidency. Nothing across the board. Man will not compromise. And, you know, he's gloating now. I don't know what you're gloating about. I thought McCarthy ran the show pretty well. We'll see if Johnson is super
do
good.
you, Bill? Do you? So you see this? So Bill and I see eye to eye on so many things, and I completely back the 8 people who stood up for the principles, who wanted to cut spending,
let me ask you
who wanted to not throw trillions of dollars at Biden's ridiculous spending sprees, and said, no, enough is enough. McCarthy, you're a rhino. You're an old school. Bill, I can't believe you're saying you back the rhinos.
No, that means if by that logic, all right, 213 members of the Republican House are rhinos because they voted to keep McCarthy. So are they all insane? I mean, is that what you're telling me? Look, you govern by working with the opposition. That's the way the Constitution was set up by the Founding Fathers. You don't walk in there and say, I want this, I want that, when you don't have the votes to get it. And that,
well,
you don't have the votes
Bill,
to get
the process worked.
Right
I mean, granted, the timing was awful because they bounced McCarthy and then Hamas attacked Israel. Bad timing, but the
you don't know
process
if the
worked.
process
We ended
worked
up
or not.
with well, I can tell you that Mike Johnson is far more conservative than Kevin McCarthy ever was or will be. I can tell you, I know that much.
Well, what difference does that make? These parties are supposed to be problem solving, not being ideological. Ideology doesn't get this country anywhere. Ideology doesn't solve problems. It doesn't. So we have massive runaway government spending. Biden doesn't care. He's dead by
Here he comes with the spending.
the time the economy collapses from
I'm
it.
not sure McCarthy
And I'm
did
not
either.
saying that with
I'm
any
not sure
malice.
McCarthy did either. I don't see any. I didn't see. I never saw anything.
It's a
McCarthy
matter
was
of getting.
really.
Look. I'll make this point again, and I'll slow it down so you understand it, Bowling. Matt Gaetz would get nothing done if he were Speaker of the House. Nothing. Nothing. He'd run around saying, yes, dot, dot, bop, 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 and nothing would change because Americans don't want strident ideology. Now, there are a lot of them in that category, but you've got to come together to solve the problems. And Gates can't solve anything. He's too extreme. Look, he's entitled to his point of view. The people in his district elect him, and that's fine. But if you're telling me that he's going to go in and solve vexing problems, you're wrong, Bowling. He's not. Now, I don't know about Johnson. I'll give Johnson a try. But based upon what I know, the dynamics in the Senate and the House, McCarthy did the best job he could do, and 213 Republicans agreed.
Fuck. It's interesting. This is coming from Bill O'Reilly, but again, he's really warning them of the iceberg ahead. It's like, bro, people overwhelmingly are not fucking with what the Republican Party is selling. They're just not. And, you know, when you have a man at the helm of it, who the whole right-wing establishment of this country has basically dedicated and sold their souls to, Donald Trump, can't shut up, can't stop breaking gag orders, can't stop getting felonies. This motherfucker got almost 100 felonies. He's not going to beat all of those charges. It's not happening. He's not beating 91 felony charges. Not happening. He already has been found liable of fraud. He's going to get fined a lot of money when this is all said and done, money of which he almost certainly ain't got. Or if he got it, then it's going to be a huge chunk of it that he really can't afford to lose. The dude can't do business in New York, which is really where his home is. That's where he's established. And then you have a Republican Party who got rid of Kevin McCarthy for absolutely no reason. They reversed Roe v. Wade. They're passing these 6-week abortion bans. Bro, people don't want this shit. Like, you're not going to fool people into being okay with this shit, which is why the Republican establishment is becoming more and more authoritarian, because people don't want what they're selling. They just don't. The Democratic platform, while they're corrupt and they don't do the Democratic Party doesn't do what their platform is about. So, but the Republican Party is so extreme. It just, like, bro, people don't want this shit, which is why they're like, oh, well, let's make it so that you need 8 IDs to vote. If you move to a state within 45 days, you can't vote. Oh, no mail-in ballots. We don't want people using drop boxes. Oh, we don't want all these black people in this neighborhood's votes to count. Why would they be doing this shit? Because people don't fucking want to vote for Republicans. It's not complicated. So again, they're not going to sell this shit to people. They're just going to keep trying to take everything from motherfuckers like they've been doing. That's all that's going to happen. So luckily for us, we have a lot of opportunity to get much better grassroots politicians in office, because, you know, the generation of boomers and you know, all these 80-year-old people, their time in office is done. These people are done. And it's our time to shine. But it's just like, bro, like, people don't want this bullshit, man. Like, get the fuck out of here. This country is incredibly diverse. You gonna trick millions and millions and millions of non-white, non-evangelical, non-Republicans to be okay with the shit that no. Which is why they do what they do, because they fucking suck and they know they suck. What else is there to say? Oh, we got George Santos. Hold up. Let me take a quick little swig. A 28. Oh, I didn't even see that. A 28-year-old who hasn't enough taxes shouldn't vote. Like, it's just like, I didn't even see that. But yeah, it's just like, why? Because don't nobody want no one wants the BS that you're selling. And they've been selling the same shit for decades. They haven't changed their tune whatsoever. It's crazy. And you get frustrated because it's just like, it's the same old BS non-stop. George Santos pleads not guilty to campaign finance fraud charges.
Fraud throughout his 2022 campaign by deceiving voters regarding his biography, defrauding donors, and engaging in other illegal campaign behavior. And whereas, as a result of these actions, George Santos is not fit to serve his constituents as a United States representative. Now, there it be resolved that pursuant to Article 1, Section 5, Clause 2 of the Constitution of the United States of America, Representative George Santos be and hereby is expelled from the House of Representatives.
They said, get out. My man's gonna be in prison for 22 years potentially if he's convicted, and he'll be convicted. There's no one has anything to gain protecting George Santos. Absolutely nobody. Making my way downtown. Like that's just like permanently on when this dude just comes around. That's his world. But the music in his head is changing. That's what he do. Like he does what he does so that the music in his head can keep him feeling a certain type of way. But right now, the music in his head is like he just wants something a bit more like calm and chill. But see, look, bro, look at this dude high. Like, bro, like everyone's rooting for me. Look at this dude. Everybody's rooting for me. The people know. He got a whole memoir going on in his head while he living his life. He narrate his life while he go about doing what he does. Like, bro, this dude is crazy. Who are you blowing kisses at? Who is that, bro? Who is he blowing kisses at? Like, mwah. Like, bro, who are you blowing kisses to? Don't nobody want you in office. He's crazy. He blowing kiss, bro. This is who. Look, bro. Look at this woman. Look at how angry she is, and she should be angry. And he's blowing them kisses like, bro. He's crazy. This dude is crazy as fuck. Oh my god. Oh, this is so hilarious. You're right, exactly. His adoring fans are all screaming. And bro, like that's really going on in his head. Like, yo, he needs to be needs to be in an institution for real. Right. He saw his reflection and he just, yay. He's just like, yes. Like he's so goofy. He's so goofy. Right, exactly. Right, Mary. His haters. Those are his haters. Like, oh, this is such an interesting place, is it not? This is such an interesting country to be in. All right, let's see what we gonna end up doing because I'm gonna be on Indisputable in like 30 minutes, and I'll have to call in a little before that. So let's see. A guy named Dean Phillips, a Democrat from Minnesota, he's challenging Joe Biden in 2024. But I'm not going to talk about that in this stream because we're actually going to talk about that on Indisputable. And I'm about to be on Indisputable in 30 minutes. So I'm just going to condense the stream a little bit. So I was going to talk about that, but there's a lot to say. So I don't really suspect him to do well, but it's good for people to join in. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely good. But we'll talk about that on Indisputable. So I'm not going to do that one. Hold on, let's see. We just mentioned, I think somebody, I don't remember who it was, but mentioned Ivanka Trump. Hold up. That is the perfect way to just approach George Santos. He's just so much fun. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is so hilarious. This is so funny. Ugh. Thank you, Allegra. I appreciate it. I'm proud of everybody who's a part of this community because we really doing some shit, man. We don't just hop on and stream. We're actually building some stuff, you know? So, judge says Ivanka Trump must testify in dad's fraud trial. Ivanka Trump was ordered by a judge Friday morning to testify at her dad Donald Trump's civil fraud trial in New York, in which he accused what? In which he accused of inflating his assets. I guess they forgot the was. Put on my spectacles. In which he accused of inflating his assets and financial documents to get better loans and insurance offers. Her lawyers had tried to fight New York Attorney General Letitia James's subpoena, arguing that an appeals court had previously ruled Ivanka be dropped as a defendant due to the statute of limitations. They also reportedly argued that making Ivanka appear in court was a bridge too far. Why? Is she a child and it'll be too much for her? Like, they're like a criminal family, bro. Adding that she hasn't lived in or done business in the state since 2017. But State Attorney Kevin Wallace countered by saying Ivanka had personal knowledge relevant to the case, as she was a former Trump Organization executive and led communications with key money decision makers for Trump's DC hotel. Prosecutors also noted that Ivanka owns properties in New York, operates businesses there, and collected money from the DC hotel's sale. Judge Arthur Engoron said that he would not call her to stand before November 1st to give her time to appeal his ruling. She about to be on the stand. She about to be on the stand. Right, this dude took money from some homeless. He can't stop. He cannot stop. I'm gonna take your dog's money. Fuck your pooch. Fuck your dog, bro. Like, he is. This country is just something else, is it not? It really is something else. Now, what we gonna do next? Again, I wanted to talk about Dean Phillips, but we're gonna talk about that on Indisputable. So I'll cut that one out. Matt Gaetz. You know, when they couldn't find a speaker, he laid low for a little bit. You feel me? He had to lay low, but then now that they got them a speaker, here's Matt Gaetz. Insinuates Rep. Jason Smith is a closeted gay man. I think he got like accused of being a liar. So then he was like, oh, well, you're gay on the low, bro. So you can't accuse me of being dishonest when the way you live is dishonest. I think that was basically the premise of this.
So for Matt Gaetz to say that kind of stuff, it's simply not true. I know the dynamics of the 20 people that voted against Steve Scalise, the 25 that voted against Tom Emmer, and the 22 that.
Thank you, Caroline. I appreciate that. I truly do. And I enjoy it. I enjoy this. I like it. So thank y'all for helping me to, not just be some guy out here. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Voted against Jim Jordan. They were not the same people. They were all different people, and it was for different reasons. So Matt Gaetz is a foolish liar.
A foolish liar. We are back live. Jason Smith says, if my lips are moving, I'm lying. Well, you know what? If Jason Smith
this is what he's all about at the end of the day.
Is breathing, he is living a lie. There might not be another member of Congress who...
You know what? I might be a liar, but I'm not as big of a liar as you are.
lives a lie every day more than Jason Smith. And Jason Smith knows exactly what I'm talking about. And by the way, so does almost every member of the House Republican caucus. So there's a good deal of projection in Jason Smith calling me a liar. When
he totally may be telling the truth. I'm not saying he's not telling the truth, because a lot of Republicans do project the homophobia. They project their sexual frustration and their just frustration and identity onto people who they are, basically. But still, it's just funny to see Matt Gaetz be like, oh, well, we're all some liars. Each and every one of us.
But it's Jason Smith who literally has to live a lie. And I honestly pity him for that because, you know, it wouldn't be something that I wouldn't live that way. I'll just put it that way. So, Jason, I would check yourself before you come at me with any accusations of being dishonest about what I say when you're dishonest about how you live and what.
Like again, he could be telling the truth, but it's like, damn, like he came back punching hard. He said, "Don't come for me ever." That's really what Matt Gaetz just did. He said, "Motherfucker, don't ever come for me, no matter what you do. I will expose everything." But you know, they already then exposed Matt Gaetz, and here he remains. Here he remains. Okay, now let's see what's up with this. Nah, we ain't gonna go over this either. It's just something about Trump's rallies and attendance, but again, I gotta be on Indisputable shortly. So let's check this out. Caitlin Collins talking to Ron DeSantis, and then I'm gonna get ready for Indisputable. You're obviously far behind Trump. CNN's Caitlin Collins grills DeSantis on failure to go after Trump's character. Why would he go after Trump's character? He's a Republican and he's Ron DeSantis.
You obviously are still far behind Trump in the polls. Obviously, there are multiple polls showing that. You've criticized him.
Brandy, you have a good one as well. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for all the love and support that you continue to give. Have a safe and fun weekend.
On what he said about Benjamin Netanyahu. You've criticized him on abortion, but you never talk about Trump himself. What do you make of Trump's character?
Well, look, I mean, at the end of the day, to me, I'm about results and I'm about outcomes. I mean, Donald Trump's well documented the different things in that regard. For me, it's who's going to be able to deliver the results. I'll be able to do that as the president. Now, he did some things I'll give him credit for, but he also promised things that he didn't deliver. So the question is moving forward, how do you actually get America on the right track? How do we reverse this decline? And I think we need a new leader, someone that can serve 8 years, two 4-year terms, and someone that's going to be ready on day one to really be energetic, have some vitality and some vigor, and get the job done.
Yeah.
But that's not answering the question about his character. What do you make
Because
of
it's
Donald
not a
Trump's
concern.
character?
It's not a concern of mine. I mean, I think.
Why is it not a concern? You're running against him because you clearly believe that you should be president over him.
Well, that's because I think I'd be a better president than he is. But I mean, I don't need to take pot shots. I mean, at his character. I mean, some people like to do that. I focus on
pot shot. The character of the president matters.
Why
does it
I
not?
Right, exactly. Like character is who you are. He's like he's talking as if like he's saying it as if, you know, I don't care what color you are. I don't care if you're gay or straight or trans. He done took it he done went to the way more important things. Like, you know, your character doesn't matter. Who you are, how you treat people, how you go about your life. You know, those aren't important things. Like, oh, okay. And also too, lest we not forget that part of the whole Republican platform is that they're the morally superior ones. Therefore, character matters. But, you know, it's Donald Trump and it's Ron DeSantis who basically is where he is because of Donald Trump. So, you know, what are you going to do?
be a better president. And I think the reasons is because I have a demonstrated record of delivering on 100% of my promises like I did in Florida. I'll be focused. I'll be disciplined. I'm not going to be distracted. It's not going to be about my issues. It'll be about the American people's issues.
It'll be about the people. It'll be about the people. That's why I'm destroying Florida. All of that. You feel me? All of that shit. Yo, so look, I'm about to be on Indisputable. You feel me? I'm gonna be on Indisputable in about 27 minutes. That's when it goes on. That's when it goes live. But I'm gonna take another hit. I'm about to be on Indisputable. High as a motherfucker. Yes, indeed. I'm about to be on Indisputable. High, stoned off my ass. And it's gonna be an incredible show. I'm feeling it.
I'm in a good mood. I'm feeling great. I'm feeling fantastic, as a matter of fact. Yes. I'm about to be kicking it, man. Hey. We gonna go ahead and take it. Yeah. Woo. Cheers. I love y'all, man. Big like pop, I'm gonna die like Jacksonville. I'm in traffic and I'm chewing on a real perk. I gotta make one call and it will hurt. With his head all over the home so you can feel it in the air. Yeah, get closer. Woo! All right, everybody. Join me on Indisputable if you have time. And I will be on tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern time for Nerd News. It's going to be a fun one. It'll be just like your Saturday morning cartoons back in the day. Other than that, I'll catch y'all on Monday. Thank you for everything.